Hey, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakitam, Yahweh Shema, Alatel Hashem Yahushua, and Priest Officer 5000, Yahushua Urban Lawyer. Holding it down real quick as Officer Hazahab is about to come and hold down the Hebrew class. As you know, every Friday from 7 to 9, Isupk, all across the globe, we hold down the Hebrew class. We have a schedule from Monday to Friday. Monday is history, Tuesday is the law, Wednesday is what is Wednesday, other one? Tuesday brotherhood tonight. Monday's history, Tuesday brotherhood, Wednesday is the law, Thursday is scripture breakdown, and Friday is the Lashawan Qadash or the Hebrew class. So we're gonna go real quick, right? There's something I want to address, and of course, Officer Hazahab is gonna take you where he's gonna take you with the class. So we're gonna attack real quick the Hebrew alphabet, right? We're going to talk about Paleo-Hebrew. Paleo-Hebrew, right? Which the Isupk been teaching, forever. Isupk been teaching the Paleo-Hebrew. Paleo or ancient. This is what Paleo means. Ancient Hebrew. This is what Paleo means. And I want to address something real quick because there is some ignorance spreading in the Haitian community talking about that paleo, right? Paleo means paleo. I'm gonna do a video on that, maybe a 5-10 minutes video, so I could summarize everything about that. So paleo truly means speak to them, right? This is what paleo means. Paleo means speak. Right? Parler means speak in Creole. Yo means them. Right? Speak or talk. That's what parler means in Creole. Right? So paleo in Creole, if you were to translate that in English, it will mean speak to them or talk to them, right? So the point that I want to make is that paleo has nothing to do with paleo. It has nothing to do. The same way in English, we have this word, M-E-N. M-E-N in English is men. But guess what? The same word exists in the Creole language, M-E-N, but it means hand. It means hand or here. As in, if I'm giving you something, I will say me, right? It means here or it means hand. So just because a word have the same letters in a different language doesn't mean that it means the exact same thing. As in this case, we have a word in English that we can find in the Creole vocabulary, but they don't mean the same thing. So people are looking at this word right here, right? Ignorant people are looking at this word, paleo, and they say, oh, paleo sounds like paleo in Creole, therefore paleo is paleo. This is like a child. This is child talk, right? A child will look at this in English, and if that child do not know Creole, that child is not going to be able to differentiate M-E-N, which is English. That child is not going to be able to differentiate M-E-N, which is English, with M-E-N, which is Creole. A child cannot make that difference because if a child knows English, when the child see M-E-N, the child know M-E-N means man, like their father. Their father is a man. That's what the child know. The child know M-E-N to mean men, right? That child know father, uncle, big brother are men. So if you show that child that same word in a different language, the child is not intelligent enough or does not have the knowledge to say, no, this word, even though it's the same in English, is actually a different word in Creole. This is how ridiculous people who look at paleo in Paleo Hebrew and tell you that paleo means paleo. It's like a child speaking, right? It's like a child speaking. Paleo means ancient, like in paleo anthropology. All right? Which is the study of ancient fossils. So we have to make sure when we are speaking to people or people who have been lost for years, we don't just give them false information to make them good. Now, a lot of Haitians feel good because they think that Creole are the one. They think that Creole is the Hebrew. They think Creole is the ancient Hebrew because an ignorant person wanted to make them feel good, wanted to pimp them out and say, oh, guess what? Creole is the ancient Hebrew. No, Creole is not the ancient Hebrew. And I'm going to show you why. All right? This is the reason why. But we're going to go further. We're going to go further. I'm going to go to the Creole alphabet real quick, if I may, out of one. And then the ancient Hebrew alphabet. All right? We're going to attack this real quick. So in the Creole, let's start with the ancient alphabet. If I may get something real quick, sir, so I can write this right there. You know? Like a paper or something. Good. I don't want to leave the camera. So what I'm going to show y'all real quick, right? Because this is not doing it right. It's not erasing it properly. The pen is better. The ink in the pen is better. Right? The ink in that pen. Yeah, apparently that bit. The ink is going a little bit dry, so it's coming instead of being like pure liquid, it's coming in like stuff. This one. Good. All right. So what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna put the ancient Hebrew alphabet on the table with the Creole alphabet, and I'm gonna show you why Creole cannot be the Paleo Hebrew. I'm gonna show you. This is grown man talk here. This is not a child who look at the word MEN in English and look at that same word in a different language, which is Creole, and say, look, MEN in English, it exists in the Creole language, therefore, it's the same word. That is childlike. Let's look at the alphabet in the Paleo Hebrew. We got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, I. So I get that ma, na, sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Ta. 22 letters. 22 letters in the ancient Hebrew, in the Paleo, not the Paleo, not the speak to them Hebrew, not the talk to them Hebrew, which is total ignorance. 22 letters exist in the actual Paleo Hebrew. Now, let's compare that to the Creole alphabet. Let's compare that real quick. The Creole alphabet is A, right? B, Sh, D, E, E, N, F, G, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, G, O, P, L, So like O. After O, we got O, U, on, un, P, R, S, T, V, V, W, Y, Z. All right. You will see some variation with the Creole language, right? The Creole alphabet because it is fairly new. Now, this is something automatically that we can recognize. In the Hebrew, we read from right to left. That's number one. We read from right to left. Number two, we have 22 letters in the ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew. No vowels, none whatsoever. No vowels in the Paleo Hebrew. In Creole, not only do we read from left to right, pardon me, we read the Creole from left to right, which is contrary to the Paleo Hebrew that we read from right to left. The Creole we read from left to right. And not only that, let's count how many letters we have in this Creole alphabet. Let's count the Hebrew first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 letters in the Paleo Hebrew alphabet. Now let's look at the Creole. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We have 30 letters. Now, the Creole alphabet is ruled by vowels. Vowels means everything in the Creole language. Why? Let me show you. If I take this word right here, this is a word in Creole. I'm using this letter here. I'm using the O without the accent. I'm using this one here. If I take this letter and I replace this, I just add this accent. This is a total different word in Creole. Why? The Creole language is governed by vowels, contrary to the ancient Hebrew, because there are no vowels in the ancient Hebrew whatsoever until our oppressors, the devil, because their mind, what is it I want? Their mind cannot comprehend the Paleo Hebrew. That's why they have to add this vowel system. What is it? With the devil. So what is it about them? They just not intelligent enough that they have to add the vowels? All right. Until the devil had to add the vowel system that exists, not in the ancient Hebrew, not in the Paleo Hebrew, but in the modern Hebrew, there are no vowels in the ancient Hebrew. Now, let's look at this word. This word right here in Creole means kiss. Kiss, right? Now, if you take this word, you simply use this letter instead, the O with the accent. Now, this means side. A total different word. Why? Because the Creole language, vowels means everything in the Creole language. Let me give you another one. Let's take which word can we use right now? Let's look at le. Let's look at this. Le. You see this? This is a word in Creole. This means time. time, let, with this accent. Take this accent away. This word do not exist in Creole. Le. It does not exist in the Creole language. Meanwhile, if you add a simple accent on top of it, on top of this vowel right here, you have a Creole word. That shows you what? Vowels is important in the Creole language. So what is the point I wanted to make? Ancient Hebrew is not governed by vowels. Ancient Hebrew is not Creole. I'm Haitian. I would love for the Creole language, I don't want, to be the ancient Hebrew. I would love that. But we do not deal with emotions in the Isupk. We deal with reality. Just because someone comes and tells you, oh, Creole is the ancient Hebrew, is the Paleo Hebrew, and just because that makes you feel good, that makes you feel special, it doesn't mean that it's real. That is pimp talk. That is children talk. That is somebody that's making you feel good for their own agenda, because this is not a reality. Paleo Hebrew, which is a pictographic language, has nothing to do with the Creole language. Nothing whatsoever. And I'm Haitian. I speak Creole. I know Creole. So I'm not gonna just believe someone that says, guess what, Haitians? Paleo is paleo. It's paleo. That's dumb talk, man. So I get it. So, conclusion. Paleo Hebrew means ancient Hebrew. Paleo Hebrew does not mean paleo. It has nothing to do with that. We're going to do a video on TikTok so we could break it down further, but I'm going to pass the class down to Officer 5000, Hazaha, Ban Ban Yum Yum.
We got a question from Calvin L. Blaylock. He said, "Do you speak Jin?"
Jin?
Jin.
No, I do not speak Jin. I speak Creole, I speak French, I speak English, sabe un poquito español, and we're learning the Hebrew here in the Isupk.
What's Jin? D-J-I-N-N.
What is it?
D-J-I-N-N.
D-J-I-N-N. I've heard that before. I don't know where I've heard it. You want to look it up real quick?
Or Kelvin, put in the chat what Jin is.
Yeah, put what Jin is in the chat, Kelvin. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna do a better job at erasing that for you.
I think it's the pen. I think the pen is just got, they just got dried out. You know what I mean? No. All right, guys. Hebrew questions in the comment chat. Bubble Sharply, Hebrew questions in the chat. All right. We go to Tazadawan. Tazadawan, that's brought from Haiti, right?
Shalom, Tazadawan, Sakpaksit.
Tazadawan Ban Lawyer, I wish you do that class in Creole. That would be good for each Haitian. Good. And brothers out in Haiti, your brother brought out a strong point. So, you want to build more conversation around this thing, so more people can get exposed to the world they're trying to introduce them to. See what I'm saying? So big up the tribe of Levi, the Haitians. People are coming closer to their identity. You know what I mean? Over here in the States, you know what I mean? Everybody know they're Israelites. Right. You go to anybody, they've heard of it.
Right.
At least. You know what I mean? They don't believe they heard of it. And we try to tell people we're not chemists. They be like, oh, we know that already. We learned that 5 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people reject it, but it's definitely got a taste of, this world, all right? So, you know what I mean? There was something that something he mentioned too. I wanted to go into it.
Can I mention?
Yeah, there was something.
Is it the vowels that Creole is governed by vowels?
No, it's not that. That. Oh man, what is it they said? He said something. All right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Comes back to me, right?
I said a few points that I made. I said just because you see the same letters in a different language,
Right.
for example, men, M-E-N, that word exists in the Creole,
Right.
but that doesn't mean M-E-N in Creole came from M-E-N in English.
That was a strong point too, because now you have, of course, the native Indians, their language was birthed from Hebrew, right? But you know, the curse from the Lord was that we will be turned into many nations. So within the native Indians, the native Indians, the tribes grew to be their own nation in the states, and they were against each other. Yes, and they did the same thing that black people do to other black people now. You know what I mean? You have tribal wars within the native Indians. You know what I mean? No different than any other place, all right? I want this TikTok to stay with me. TikTok don't want to work.
Oh, he didn't say do you speak Jen. He said do you speak of Jen. And then Black Rose run Light asks no Creole, Black Goes. What do you mean no Creole? What do you mean by that? He's always là. You say no Creole. What do you mean, Black Goes?
I want questions in the chat too, all right? I
Come.
want people to put the questions in the chat.
Si nous avons des questions, posez des questions. If y'all have questions, ask the questions. Put your questions in the chat. Mettez questions dans le chat.
TikTok are the worst live ever. You go live for 5 minutes and start freezing. You know what I mean? Okay. So we got the word ancient, right? Ancient in Hebrew is Zakwan, right? Zakwan. Zakwan also, right? Zakwan also means beard. This is how you say your beard in Hebrew. Okay, beard. This thing on a man's face right here. This is called the Zakwan, right?
Right.
Right. That word means ancient. Why? Because older men have beards.
Right.
Men who are men have beards. Right. You know, if you want to know a real ancient man, an ancient man got gray hairs on his beard. It's an indicator to say, yo, this man right here is old or ancient. All right. And that is the meaning of paleo. All right. I believe paleo is some Greek. Was it Greek or Rome? Greek,
Latin.
If you can get the Greek or Latin word for paleo. Also, we're waiting for your questions online. We're bringing the Hebrew questions from the week. Right, we have a nation full of brothers who find out they're Israelites. You know, brothers of all ages and ranks, and we should have a care to our language. You know what I mean? You know, the scriptures say whatever is written in Hebrew and translated to another language does not have more force. Does not have the same force. Does not have the same power. All right. So with a care to the Hebrew, right, brothers should be bringing that Hebrew. Whatever you want to know about Hebrew, a phrase you want to say, something that you want to say every day, a phrase that you consistently say in English. You want to put that into Hebrew. You gotta bring these phrases. Yes, say something.
Come, if I may. Black gold sunlight. So class ça, il a fait en anglais, mais pas de problème. M'a fait class là en Creole. Okay, the brother said it would be better if we could do the class in Creole. I will teach this class in Creole. M'a enseigné class ça en Creole, mais jodi an il a fait en anglais. OK, et pour qu'à contacter tout frère. Contactez-moi, par contre, si vous contact moi, if we touch
I had it written down too. I didn't bring it up either. I got the other camera, but it's not. It's the frames are not done.
So oui, black gold, so n'a enseigné classe ça en créole frère. So contactez-moi sur téléphone ça 347 941 45 41. OK, but je dis officier Hazahab, il a enseigné classe là en anglais. OK, mais n'a fait en créole. All right? Shalom frère. M'a mettez téléphone dans sous chat là.
Okay. So what I did was just now I put the word of how we say Hebrew. In Hebrew is Ibaria. Ibaria. Ibaria is how you say Hebrew. The word Ibaria itself is from the word Ibar, right? It's like everything in Hebrew, every word in Hebrew is based off of a 2 or 3 character root word. So Ibar is a root word. Its characters are 1, 2, 3. Ibar. All right. Very same as Torah. Right. Very same as Zaquan. Zaquan is a root word. Zaquana. 1, 2, 3. That's how you know the root word, right? The root word is always 2 or 3 letters. If you see a Hebrew word that is more than 3 letters, that word is compounded with a tense in the middle, or a tense at the back of it, or a tense at the front of it. All right? But every single Hebrew root word is 2 or 3 letters, and the root words are crucial to your learning because you got to crawl before you can walk. All right. The water shop. How do I say give me a drink in Hebrew? How do you say give in Hebrew? You, Shabbat, you. Look at me. How do you say give in Hebrew? No, but that's very good. What is awa? Very good. Give me my hand. Good. That's a good word. Right. Now we got how old are you? 7. There you go. Okay, we got the 7-year-old in the class. You know what I mean? Spit Hebrew words. Where's everybody online? Salaki, big up to DK who asked something. Salaki, if I may. How do you say plead in Hebrew? Do you want to say plead or do you want to say please? Are you saying plead or please? All right. This is the new camera, right? This is the same camera we're using all the time. Take off the headquarters YouTube. Lagging. Not the headquarters. Yeah, the headquarters. We're supposed to be on one stream. We're supposed to keep the online classes, yeah, and then take off the headquarters one, right?